Hello students, Jai Hind everyone. So in today's video we are going to understand about models. So let's get started. At very first we have to understand what are models. So in English grammar, a model is a verb that combines with another verb to indicate mood or tense. A modal also known as modal auxiliary or modal verb, and it expresses necessity, uncertainty, ability, or permission. Okay, so children, we can use model to make command for request, permission, probability, or obligation. And in English, some important models are there like shall, will, must, may, might, can, could, should, would, need, and ought to. So let's understand one by one about these models by following the book exercises that is given in your chapter. At very first, read the conversation and observe the function of highlighted verb. As Rakhi is speaking, may I come in, ma'am? Teacher, you must not be late for class. Rakhi, I'm sorry, ma'am. I had to meet the maths teacher, but I couldn't find her, so I got late. It will not happen again, ma'am. Teacher, very well, but you ought to excuse yourself first. So, children, as you can see, some highlighted words are there in the conversation between Rakhi and her teacher. So, the highlighted words above are verb that tells us more about the mood or the attitude of the teacher. So, you have learned that such words are called modals. Now, modals and modal auxiliaries are verbs that are used to express the mood or attitude of the speaker, children. It presents the mood and attitude of the speaker. And see, so children, you have learned that auxiliaries or helping verb are of two kinds: primary auxiliaries and modal auxiliaries. The primary auxiliaries are the verbs be, have, and do when they are used with other verb. So children, there are also form of be, have, and do that you will see further in this video, and you have to learn that also. So look at the table that lists the forms of and functions of these verbs. Okay, as you can see in the chart here, forms of be, have, and do has been given, and the function and some examples are also there. So what are the forms of we? So children, is, am, are in present and was, were in past are the forms of be. Okay, and from continuous tense used in the passive and to denote a command or a plan. So children, these verbs can be used in continuous tenses and also it denotes command. Okay, like I am writing a letter, the door was opened by Sam. It is in passive and you are to leave right now. Okay, now come to the form of have. So children, so forms of have are has, have, and had. And children, you can use these verbs in perfect tenses. Like I have completed my work, grandma had made samosas. So in perfect tenses, you can use forms of have. Now, coming forward, the forms of do. So children, what are the forms of do? Does, do, and did. So, to form interrogative and imperative sentences and also negative sentences, you can use these forms. Like, do you know the girl? Do be patient. And he doesn't agree. So, the function and the forms we have already discussed about primary auxiliaries. So, children, the verbs be, have, and do can also be used as principal or main verb. For example, I am a student. So it reveals a state of being a student. And I have a pet dog, it indicates the ownership that I am having a pet dog. And next is I do yoga every day. So children, it shows some action. So children, you can see these words can be used as principal or main verbs in the sentences. Now let's understand about the models. Okay? Now children, let's study the use of modal auxiliaries in detail. So first we are going to understand the use of can. Children, can is used to talk about ability and possibility. Like she can play tennis very well, loud noise can damage your ears. So here you can understand, you can see the ability and possibility is given, has been shown here. Okay. And next, to ask for or to give permission in informal manner means if you want to take permission from your relatives, from your friends or your elders, so in such manner you can use can in informal manner. Like you can see in the given examples, can I join the gym from tomorrow? Okay. Now so what's the let's see the green cloud that is given. So modals are always followed by a main verb. Children, this is very important. Modals are always followed by a main verb or action words, you can say, and they do not change form with the person or the number of subject. It never change the form of person or number. Okay. Let's understand about could. So children, could is past equivalent of can, and it can be used in indirect speech also. Like you can see in the example, Mani said I can help you. Mani said that she could help me. Okay. Now next rule of could, to make polite request or to indicate ability in the past, you can use could. Now moving ahead, let's understand about may. So children, may is used to ask for permission in a formal manner. Remember that can will be used to take permission in informal manner, but may will be used to take permission in formal manner. May I come in, sir? Such type of question and such type of permission will be there. And may also can be used to express a wish. May you live long, may you always enjoy good luck, and to indicate a good possibility. So for that you will also use may. Now moving ahead, let's understand about might. Children, might suggest a weak possibility in the future and as the past equivalent of may in indirect speech, as you can see in the examples given. Now let's understand the use of will. Children, will is used to talk about future events that are planned or about which we are certain. The train will leave at 10 am. My mother will turn 60 this year. And children, will shall is also the helping verb of future tense. So remember this. And to show determination or willingness. Determination means you form determination that you want to do something. For that case also you can use will. To make polite request. To make polite request to someone you can also use will. Now use of shall. So children, to make offers or suggestions you will use shall. To make offers or suggestion, like shall I close the door? To show promise also you will use shall. And to express a command or even a threat, you are threatening to someone, in that case also you will use shall. It is also one of the helping verb of simple future tense. Now let's understand the use of would. So children, to make polite request, very polite request, or to talk about past habits and to talk about imaginary situations. So in these conditions you will use would to make polite request, past habits and imaginary situations. Now uses of should. So children, to express advice, suggestion and obligation means what's your duty. So in such cases you will use should, like you should tell the truth. And to express probability, like you should find this grammar book helpful. So in such cases we will use should. Now use of must. So children, must is used to express necessity or obligation and to give advice to someone, especially when we want to emphasize that it is for their own good. Emphasize, we are forcing that as it is for their own good, like you must stop telling lies. So in such cases you will use must. Now let's understand the usage of ought to. Children, ought to express duty or moral obligation. Duty and moral obligation, like we ought to obey our parents, this is our duty. We ought to protect our national monuments, this is moral obligation. Okay, so remember this. And to express necessity also. So children, must also can be used for necessity, and here ought to also. Okay, we ought to buy a cupboard. For necessity means it is showing the necessity that we have to. So here you will use ought to. Now next, used to. So children, used to is used to indicate something that was a habit but has been discontinued. Pay attention, that was a habit but has been discontinued. For example, she used to learn yoga, but that activity, that action is not continued now. So in this case you will use used to. Now need. Moving ahead, need. Let's understand first. Need can be also used to want or require something. It can be used as main verb, like I do not need so much money. Okay, and to denote necessity or obligation, it is commonly used in negative and interrogative. You can use need as model, like Jaya need not go to the post office. Do I need to help him? So in such cases you will use need as model. And last, dare. So children, in interrogative and negative sentences where the implication is to be bold enough to. So if so dare can be used to be bold enough to show your dare. Like how dare she criticize us? I dare not sleep alone in the dark. So in such cases we will use dare. And to imply a challenge also, to imply a challenge, to give a challenge, we can use dare. I dare you to finish up the whole picture. So children, these are the uses of models, main model words, and these are the important rules of models that you have to understand very carefully and you have to learn also. Now some important exercises that is given here. Exercise A, exercise B. Rewrite these sentences correcting any errors in the use of models. And exercise D, C and D and E also. So you all have understand about the models carefully and complete your exercises. So that's all for today. Thank you and Jai Hind children. Take care.